So welcome back, guys. I got a very exciting video for you today. We're gonna find out once and for all, who is the king of splitters? What was going on there? So it seems to me one of the most important things in a test like this is consistency. We've got to have consistent wood to get accurate outcome, right? How much more consistent can we get than 2 rounds from the exact same tree? So let me fire up the chainsaw. We'll cut out 4 rounds here. We're going to try 2 splitting methods. We're going to try working around the corners, knocking the edges off, and then we'll do the traditional pie method. I think this is going to give us a pretty good answer on which one is the best splitter. I was thinking on the way down here, one of the funniest things, one of the funniest stories I ever heard, I wanted to share with you guys while we're filing here, was from some of you guys from the old days, the Wrangler Barn channel will remember my old neighbor, Henry. Henry was in his late 80s, early 90s, I forget, but he was a logger his whole life up on Mount Hood and Mount St. Helens up in that area, worked as a mechanic as well. And he was one of the most brilliant guys I ever met, smartest guys, mechanical genius, and he never learned to read. So he was telling me a story. His wife, Marion, she used to do a lot of canning. And so she was doing this water bath canning in her kitchen, and she was had this big metal jack. You know the jack, the game you used to play where you drop the ball and you pick up the jacks? You know, they kind of look like a caltrap, those little metal things with the balls on the ends. Well, she had kind of a novelty one. It was a great big one, you know, several pounds. And she had that in her kitchen, and she would use that to weight down the jars, because when you're water bath canning, you know, they want to lift up. You got to keep them down. So this jack had been sitting in this boiling hot water for a long time, you know, like half hour or so, and it was hot, you know, hundreds of degrees. Well, she had oven mitts or something. She would take it out and she sat it on the counter. Right when she sat it down on the counter, one of Henry's friends came by to visit, and he came in and sat down at the counter. It's like, "Hey, Marion, how's it going? Where's Henry at?" And he looked at this great big jack, and he reached over. Granted, it had just come out of this boiling hot water. He reached over with his bare hands, picked it up, and set it back down. I looked at Marion and said, "Don't take me long to look at something." When Henry told me that story, I thought that was, that was the funniest thing that I ever did hear. You know, he didn't holler or hoop or yell. I mean, that's the epitome of that's a tough guy right there. Don't take me long to look at something. I thought that was pretty